Today's card opening is a 1981 Topps baseball vending box. I don't remember when I got this one. I don't remember the source. I'm assuming or hoping most of my vending boxes are good, but I picked one at random and I'm going to go through it. And again, I'm just going to, I'll start out, I'll open it up, start going through the first few cards, but so this is not a 9-hour video. I'm just I don't know, if I hit a bunch of cards that are great, then I'll do a quick clip. And then, so basically this video is going to be clips of the highlights of going through this vending box. So you guys don't have to sit through me looking through every card, and I'm going to probably do this over several days, just go through little bits each day, and then I'm not gonna fake anything. I'm not gonna take a gorgeous looking second year Henderson and say, oh, I pulled it from this one. So if this is a dud box, I'm gonna be honest about it. If it's a good box, seems to have the appropriate factory packaging, or whatever you want to call it, the patterning they say to look for when you get vending boxes. But people can, this is probably one of the easiest products that anybody could ever tamper with, even more than wax packs. So just, buyer beware if you're getting these, but I'm hoping that when I bought this, probably in the range of 15 to 18 years ago, 81 Topps vending boxes were not something worth messing with. So enjoy as we go through this.
We're just going to introduce him to the boy. So move over a little bit, good buddy, because the snowman is coming through.
Like I said, starting out, I'm just we'll start from one end and work our way through. I'm not going to use this box for anything, and probably easier just to start, just tear open one end and just, so I'm going to go, just start pulling out some cards. And after I start off the beginning of this video, just kind of going through the first few cards, and the rest of the video is just going to be the highlights as I've gone through. Like I said, either 40 or 50 or 75 or 100 at a time. I'll just be running through the highlights. So, of course, the cards in the end are usually pretty destroyed because they're just crammed in there and the corners are usually wrecked. But this one's surprisingly good for being a card on the end here. So again, 81 Topps, Mike Flanagan. Glenn Borgman. Centering's okay on that. Jim Barr. Centering's not okay on that. I don't know if I'm going to keep pulling out cards until we at least hit a semi-star or something, but John Tamargo. Or if just at some point I'm just going to stop the video and then okay, here's the highlights from the next batch I went through. Eric Wilkins. Rick Rhoden. Good golfer. Dave Roberts. Classic Mariners hat there. Rick Matula. Condition's good with these. A lot of times vending boxes, they don't recommend if you're looking for something to grade because, if it was ever set down hard or dropped or whatever, you're going to lose, a dinged corner, at least one dinged corner. But really the only issue so far with these, there we go. is the centering is the only issue so far. Badly centered on this. And I believe this is a, I have so many of these Mike Schmidt's, 81 Schmidt's. It's a double print from that year. So that's why there's so many. Wow. Okay, cool. All right. So I guess from the initial start, I'm going to just be now going through these, and then you guys will be seeing the highlights as I go through this box. That's pretty cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards in. We hit a Hall of Famer, not, you know, not grade worthy or anything. That's, you know, at best a 5 or a 6 because of the centering, but sharp cards. I'm excited with how this box is started, and you will see highlights as I go through it. So I've never done an opening like this, so let me know what you guys think. So I'm through like maybe the first 50 cards or so. Nothing much happening. I'm kind of a little bit, it's kind of light on the Hall of Famers. So you guys did see the Schmidt get pulled when I did the first part of this video. So the highlights of the next stack of cards, there's the stack that I've, of commons that I've gone through. So after the Schmidt, then got a Don Sutton. Got a Tony Perez. And one of the key cards of 81, of course, these are notoriously off-center. It's the Kirk Gibson rookie. So out of like the first 40 or 50 cards, that's the Hall of Famers and key cards that I've pulled. So, you know, about one every like dozen or so, which I guess, you know, is pretty decent. But I'm really hoping to pull either a Rose or a Ryan or a Ricky. Ricky second year. I did pull a couple honorable mentions for if you ever watch, I recommend you go check out his little stickers and holograms are in the background there. Maiden's World of Wax. He does the mustache of the week. So I definitely pulled a contender for mustache of the week in Ed Figueroa. And then a few cards after that, then I pulled what looks to be his brother. Same. Look at this. Is that not the same person? Look at the same mustache. Same mustache. Same kind of heavy, dark sideburns and hair come down over the ears. Yeah, look at that. Same person. So those are some contenders for mustache of the week for Maiden's World of Wax. All right, so now I'm going to continue going through, and then we'll clip in another little highlight of what I hit. Okay, I think I've gone through about another 50 cards, so maybe less than 100 out of the 500 of the vending box. And if this is a dumb way to do this, let me know. I mean, it's, like I said, if people want to see a vending box opened, but don't want to sit through 9 hours of it, you know, I know some people can go through one of these in 20 minutes, but like I said, I mean, even the dang commons I've been, you know, going through and looking at and sleeving up some of the nicer, sharper ones. So the last batch I went through in this update, it looked like it duplicated the sequencing pattern or whatever, because I got a ton of duplicates. I did get a lot more Hall of Famers and stars out of this next batch I went through, so we're just going to run through those. I got, so the two nicest cards I got, and unfortunately a lot of the really good cards were off-center. So look at this one. Look how bad this Winfield was, completely miscut. So I found in going through vending boxes and packs and things that 81 seems to be one of the worst cut. 81, 79, 78 seem to be the worst. 80 and 82 are not bad. I mean, I sent a bunch from of 82s from a vending box I went through, I don't know, 4 years ago, and they all got 9s. So it's pretty cool, including the Ripken rookie I think got did I get a 9? I think I got a 9. Anyways, so this Winfield, I got 2 Winfields. One was off center, one was way miscut. But I love this Winfield card. The 2 nicest cards I got were the 2 Ozzie Smiths. So just, a little off center. But one of them's, pretty, well, it gets it off center towards the top. But anyways, those are decent. This Johnny Bench, I got one Johnny Bench, which was way off center down, pretty much miscut. I like Bill Madlock, so I sleeved him up too. I got a Dave Parker, two Dave Parkers. So I got two Dave Parkers, two Fingers, and two Gossages. So this was the last set of cards I went through. And then the two Fingers, two Fingers, and two Gooses, two Geese. Puts his nickname somewhere. Goose right there on the back, yeah. So, pretty cool. So, that was the next set. So, decent run of Hall of Famers. More frequent than the first batch of cards I went through. So, I'm going to now go through another, maybe I'll do the next update in 100. Or if I get a lot of stars and big hits, then I'll go through it at 50. So, hope you're enjoying this method of going through a vending box. Okay, next batch of about 100 I've gone through, so about 2/5 of the way through the box. I hit another run of not many stars and Hall of Famers for sure. And the centering of this box is atrocious, so it just, it's kind of a dud box. I mean, it doesn't mean it was searched or not, but yeah, 81 can be brutal with centering. You get lucky sometimes, and because I could see, like, the next card up, and as I've been pulling them from the backs, you could see how off center the back is, and the fronts have been just as bad. So yeah, disappointing box, but fun to go through. I've been reading a lot of the backs and reminiscing and stuff. So only 5 Hall of Famers out of this next run of cards I went through. Jim Palmer, Bruce Sutter, another Mike Schmidt, all the way off center. Excuse me, this one's off center quite a bit too, both ways. The Brett, this is the best card out of the next set I'd gone through, and then Alan Trammell. So yeah, not the greatest box, but still fun to go through. And again, now you'll see after this the next clip of the next batch of cards. Hopefully, hit something big soon. About 60% done. Going through this 81 baseball vending box now. The last batch of about 100 cards yielded not many stars. So, I don't know. Jury's out whether it's searched and somebody just put back in all the non-centered cards, or, you never know. But still fun to go through, and what I probably paid for this 15 years ago, it's, I'm okay with it. But in this last batch, the 3 major stars I hit were all pretty key cards, ones that I was hoping to get out of this. These 81 Pete Rose is notoriously off center. That's why it's in a 10, it's a 4-figure card. So that was a pretty cool card to pull. And then another one of the key rookies, the Baines rookie, way off center to the top. But now we have the Baines and the Gibson, and then it's one of the neatest Reggie Jackson cards. Off center again down to the bottom. But I've had vending boxes of 81 where everything is off center like that, legit, like case certified, fresh from a case. And then I've had other boxes where the centering's amazing. So but that was this batch of 100, and then I will jump back in after I get through the next batch. We got a checklist showing for the start of the next batch. So hope you're enjoying this. All right, down to about the last 1/5 of the box, and decent run of, there's a lot of leader cards and record breakers and rookies in this section, kind of alternating through. So the ones that came out of this batch were a decent stack of them. Gaylord Perry, a Mookie Wilson rookie, a Pete Rose record breaker, which is kind of cool. I don't know if anybody's noticed Mike Schmidt's right there. See? This guy is right there. Mike Schmidt. You wonder if that's the same game. they took these photos in succession. So Pete Rose record breaker, Mike Schmidt record breaker, a Tom Seaver, and then a bench record breaker, and some leaders, RBI leaders with Cooper and Schmidt, and then Brett and Buckner on the batting leaders. So some cool stuff in that batch, and then one more section of about 100 to go, and decent haul of. I mean, I have a lot of cards that are stacked behind each other, so there's a lot more than that, but decent haul of stuff, and it's been a fun rip, and I'll be back in a couple seconds with the highlights of the rest of it. Okay, vending box is done. The last batch of cards didn't yield much. I have the Steve Carlton Victory Leaders, Steve Carlton Record Breaker, Fergie Jenkins, Jim Cott, and Ted Simmons. So overall, a little bit of a bust of a box, I'd say. I mean, the highlights for me, I'd say, would be the Pete Rose, the Baines rookie, Gibson rookie, and Mookie Wilson rookie. And then plus other cards I really like that came out of this. We got a couple of Schmidts. We got the Reg Jackson. We got the George Brett, Tom Seaver, a couple of Ozzie Smiths, Dave Parkers. So, I mean, I had fun going through it, and that was the highlights. So it turned what was probably 9 hours of looking through cards into a shorter video. So I hope you enjoyed it.